So microphone is now on, and if I press that button, we should be live. Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
Mark's joining me tonight. Let us know if you can hear us and you can see us okay. Hopefully the Wi-Fi is going to work. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because it's all reversed. There we go.
Yeah.
Nice bunny ears. Have you been wearing them while you've been demoing?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Is that part of the?
It's
a
unofficial
personal choice.
A personal choice, yeah. So I'm demoing for Mighty Boards this year, and they haven't asked me to wear cat ears, but also they haven't said please don't wear cat ears. No. So
are you demoing a specific game?
I am. I am demoing a game called Evacuation Earth.
Which is not new.
No, not new. I think it's been out for a couple of years.
Another David.
One of David's Hersey. You can tell it's a David Hersey.
You can.
Yes, definitely. The actions are very simple, but getting the combinations of colours and symbols to then sell the artifacts is very challenging.
Right. Okay.
And I've taught it to 15 or 16 groups.
Right.
And I've had from everybody. I've had a laser focus. Everybody has been heads down, looking at the cards, looking at the board, going, what am I going to do? So definitely,
It's nice that they're demoing a game which is a couple of years old. Is there an expansion for it or something?
There's two expansions for it, and there's a smaller expansion which adds factions, and then the bigger expansion, which I think is quite new, that adds some modules.
Right.
So you get extra modular components that you can add in and change the game. So,
David's spoken to me about it a couple of years, and it sounded interesting, but there's too many games.
Yeah,
not enough time for all of them.
No, definitely not. So, but it's been a lot of fun demoing it.
Now, you've not been demoing full time?
No.
Just afternoons?
Just afternoons.
So what have you been playing during the last 3 days?
Well,
the highlights.
Yeah, the highlights. So a few games. So this morning we played a demo of Evacuation, which is the new Vladimir Sushi game.
Underwater Cities,
of course. Yeah.
So we played that on Wednesday. We played a full game of it on Wednesday. You just had a demo of it today.
So we played the first round, the first full round this morning.
Oh yeah, because it's 4 rounds, isn't it?
Yeah. So we played the first 4.
Yeah. So we were learning from the rule book, so nobody demoed to us.
Okay.
But after 1 round, I wouldn't have got a good idea about the game,
right?
Because we didn't know what we were doing.
No.
The second game, which I didn't play in, but Dan played in, he was like, right, okay. And you building ships, starting to evacuate, starting to do all of that stuff.
Yeah.
With it being a demo, presumably you got shown the building a ship, moving things over.
Exactly. We did. We built some ships. We got to move some stuff across. A couple of us managed to build things on the new world.
Okay.
Just very briefly.
So you saw that.
So we could see it working. I like the fact that the technology tiles, they were random every time, so you'd always have a different combination.
Yeah. Well, they're fixed per player.
Right. But they come out, the columns and rows come out in a different order.
Yeah. So you would have, there's your 9.
Yeah.
But then the bottom 3 would be in a random position.
Right,
the middle 3, so the tiers
I'm gonna
slightly
change
randomised.
I thought that was good. And the fact you had the resources on both sides. You could have resources on the new world or the old world, and you could use them correspondingly. That was quite good.
Yeah.
And it was just interesting. It's like an interesting.
Because he's done quite a few games now. He's done Underwater City. Well, I mean, when he was with CG, he did quite a few. He did Last Will, he did Prodigal Club, he did the original version of Shipyard, he did Pulsar 2849, and then with Delicious Games, he did Underwater Cities, Prague, Kaput trying to pronounce it correctly. Woodcraft was last year, co-design, and he did Messina 1347. So he's done quite a few games.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, this is his next game, right? Let's have a look at this one. But it felt different.
Yeah, it did.
It did feel different.
It felt very different, in a good way. Yeah. And Victoria Grogan said, "Hi Mark, hello Victoria. Congratulations on the wedding. Congratulations on becoming Mrs. Grogan. Happy days."
Next highlight.
I'm a big sucker for anything Star Wars.
Right.
Big sucker for anything that's a card game.
Yeah.
So Star Wars Unlimited is of course right up my alley.
Yeah.
I wouldn't play.
You sold the house already to pay for it?
Well, Jill was like, no, because I believe it's a collectible card game.
It's a collectible card game. So FFG have gone away from their LCG model,
right,
and have decided to join the dark side and go down the CCG model.
Right? It's an appropriate statement.
Yeah.
I played a demo of that today. It's the first time I've played it. I've known about it for a while. I enjoyed it. I can see how they made it really simple to play for people. It's basically just a card is a resource, or a card is out in front of you doing something. Yeah. The combat is very easy to resolve. You've got your usual kind of Magic the Gathering-esque keywords like Sentinel that stop you attacking, your other troops. And it was good. It was quick to play, and I lost my first game.
Yay!
So there you go.
It can only go up from here.
So that was a highlight. I enjoyed that. Something else that I've played is, what else have I played? We were playing Three Ring Circus downstairs before I came up to
Initial
this.
impressions?
I was really enjoying it.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. It's a Fabio piano game.
Yeah.
And his games are always amazing.
Yeah.
It was looking really good. The actions were satisfying, and we played a couple of rounds before I came up here, and I was enjoying that a lot. Yeah. So, and also not his most complicated game. So Jill played the follow-up to Merv today.
Sankore.
Yes, thank you. The name of the game was going to escape me. She loved that very much.
I'm professionally disappointed,
right?
Because I approached Osprey Games and said I'd love to be involved in this and do a video, and they said it's all right. We've got other people to do that instead.
Right. Okay. Well, Jill had the
because
pleasure.
the game looks great.
It does. And Jill had the pleasure of. So Fabio actually did the teach.
Nice. So he's here.
So he's here.
I didn't realise.
In his kilt. So he taught Jill and some others, and she had a great time. So
right.
And then another highlight was meeting Trevor Benjamin.
Yep.
And also Ian O'Toole.
Right.
Met them at Fitzpatrick's.
The meetup. Yes.
Night. And they were great to talk to, and I saw Trevor again today. He was at the Osprey stand.
Right, okay.
Actually looking at one of his games, and I went up to him and said, you seem to know a lot about this game. And he looked at me and I said, it's because you designed it, right? So that was great. And I met Isaac Childress as well.
Right.
Who's Isaac Childress.
Isaac Childress.
So so those have been the highlights so far, with 1 day to go. I
know.
It's gone quick, hasn't it?
It has gone quick, and I was really not looking forward to today because I had another terrible night's sleep last night. So our hotel room, the extractor fan is not working in the bathroom, which means you have a shower, and all of a sudden you've got hot, sticky air. The air conditioning is broken. It's like 45 million degrees currently in Essen, and so not sleeping well. The room is just way too hot. And I woke up this morning with gribblies all down my throat, feeling awful and thinking I'm coming down with something.
Yeah.
And yesterday in the halls was really unpleasant. It was so hot in the halls yesterday, and everybody was saying that it's going to be 50% busier today. Yeah. And I'm glad that it didn't feel 50% busier. It felt a bit busier, but not massively more busy. And I've had a much better day than the first day was the only day where it was a little rough. And by the first day, the third demo of the first day was done. And since then, it is repeating the formula. There isn't really much, as you know, if you demoed a game. Also, because we're scripting the first couple of rounds, it very much is the same formula. But so that's gone fine.
Good. And then this afternoon, did you have a meet up this afternoon?
So this afternoon was the meet and greet event,
right?
Where basically anybody who hadn't already come to see me or whatever, that was the place,
right?
Because there's a lot of patron supporters that are active on Slack, but I can't forget that there are patron supporters who aren't active on the Slack, who are here, who would want to come and see me. And coming to see me when I'm in the middle of a demo is not the best time.
No, this is true.
So that was an opportunity today. A few people did. Some patron supporters, some non-patron supporters, including a guy from Iran who's over here in Germany at the moment studying.
Wow.
And had a really good chat with him.
Wow.
And we were talking about the online gaming. And then I was talking about the Slack channel, and I said, look, if you want to get involved in more games on Board Game Arena, we have this online gaming channel on Slack.
Sure.
He started asking what Slack was, and I said, well, you would have received an invite to that when you joined the Patreon.
Right.
He said, what's the Patreon? I was like, right, you're not a patron supporter, you're just here to see me. He said, yeah. I said, right, and I always get nervous. 1 year, he said, yeah. I said, so are you going to be here next year? He said, yeah. I said, right, same time, same place, next year.
Yeah.
Ian, where are you? Because
right.
Now Ian responded about 2.5 hours later, at which point I thought, am I going to be able to find this guy again? And I thought, no, I'm not going to be able to find him again, not in Essen. So yeah, it's just always nice. Nil came to the hotel with their car. They have kindly offered to take a lot of games home for me. These are games generally for the GridCon charity raffle, but also some games which are for me, which I know I'm not going to need in the next 6 weeks. I'll be seeing them at GridCon. So 3 big bags full of games and a suitcase full of games have already gone with Nilsson and Vashti. So the ones which I've kept doing, me and Vicky are going to like to play together. It is I don't know, I think he's like a detective, puzzle, mystery, narrative, reading, something or other.
It looks like there's things to read and
puzzles to solve and stuff like that.
Clues to follow.
Yeah, so I instantly, I mean, it says a story-based puzzle. I should have just read the front of the box rather than the back. This is volume 1. There are 3 volumes. They are all out. Wow. So they released all 3 volumes at the same time. This is volume 1, which I've got to take home to basically show Vicky. The other 2 volumes have gone with Nilsson and Vashti.
Amazing.
And they've also given me another
continuations of the story, like a longer campaign.
I don't remember seeing anything on volume 2 that says interested in them or has played them. Let me know, because I think this is the kind of game that I don't know. Arcane Wonders do a lot of good games, and they've got World Wonders at the moment, and Neotopia and Planetfall and things. And I really like that, but it pretty much went under the radar. It's very much not their normal kind of game. Okay. Really boring, but an expansion for Newton. Newton, fantastic game, love it.
Yeah,
and
good game.
Yeah, I basically asked Chronio, because I've got a relationship with them, can I have this? Can I has it? And they went, yeah, sure.
So is that a new map? Or
Italy said, Paul, welcome back. We've got some 20 strong for you.
Right. So do you want to tell us about 20 strong? Because I looked at the Chip Theory stand, I saw the 20 strong. It was very busy and didn't really want to go and start asking questions. And it's just small
boxes for Chip Theory games.
Right.
So this is the I don't know much about it.
Okay.
This is the core box, which contains some dice. And then there is a like a health counter. So there is a chip in there, it's a health counter. And there is the first of the boxes of cards. This is Solar Sentinels.
You've got Solar Sentinels.
So
somebody did show me because that's a solo game, right?
It's a solo game. Yeah, this is a solo game.
Yeah. Okay.
But then you've got 20 strong Victorium, and then you've got 20 strong Too Many Bones. So I think that's the core set with the dice, but then these are extra packs with replacement cards.
So are these like standalone games based on the IP? Is that right, or do they?
Well, not standalone because you need the dice. So you need that core box.
Yeah, okay. But you could play this without a copy of the Victorium.
Yes.
So it's its own thing.
So I don't know much about this, but it's Chip Theory Games.
Yeah.
Their stuff always gets on my radar. I wasn't going to ask them for a copy of this, just because I don't feel that I've covered I had a really good conversation with them today, where I was very honest with them, and I said, look, you gave me a review copy, a free copy of Hoplomachus Remastered and Hoplomachus Victorium. I have covered both on the channel. I've done 2 or 3 videos on Victorium, and I've done a couple of videos on Remastered. But I said, I don't feel that I've done enough videos for the price point of those games, bearing in mind you've given me a copy of that game. And he just half laughed at me because he said, he didn't say it in so many words, but he's like, well, you've done more than some reviewers. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't feel that I've done enough. And then he said, no, you've done fine. We're all good. You don't, from our point of view, we've given you the games, you've done some coverage of them. At which point I realised what I was actually feeling.
Which was?
I want to play these games more.
Right. There you go.
So it wasn't actually that I was feeling guilty for not covering them more from a value for money from their point of view. It was the fact that I've been destined.
Very high now. So, yeah, Chip Theory Games.
Next game I got given, this is from Arcane Wonders, this is Gap. So they gave me 2 copies of this game. One of them was for the GridCon charity raffle, and the other one is for the GridCon library. So again, another little fun card game that was played downstairs tonight, and is apparently, that was good fun. So as well as the GridCon library being full of all of the new hot Euro games that are coming out, I've actually picked up about 3 or 4 fun party games for GridCon as well. Now, at GridCon, these are going to go up and they're going to be added to the games library.
Wow.
But nobody's going to pick them up.
No.
Because they don't know what they are.
But you heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
First, folks.
So what I'm going to do is at the next GridCon, I don't know, I'm going to tell people like you, I'm going to say, oh, right, you've got half an hour free at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Right. Here's some fun card games, or here's some fun quick party games that I've just picked up, including, and Dan's just arrived, that's not a King Camel.
Yes, the camel. So what game will we play?
The camel situation.
Yes, the camel situation.
It's a balloon we talked about yesterday, but Mark is the drawer of said.
Yeah.
It's not a camel.
So all I'm going to say is
totally not a camel.
For those of you that are on Slack, which is most of you, if you find the Essen channel and just subscribe to it, just briefly, you can dip in and out. That there is a picture of my camel from last night, I think it's the best camel in the world. The gentleman who sat off screen, is he gonna put his he's gonna join us. Hello. This guy got it straight away. He said it's a camel 100%. So I don't know. What I'm saying is make your own mind up.
Totally not a camel.
Okay.
It was when you drew the 2 circles on the back of the camel.
That's when it dawned on you. Yeah. That's all.
Because it was already looking like a dog.
Yeah, but by that point, I'd already said it's a goalpost. Done. Write it down. Finished. And then you went and draw 2 circles above, and I'm like, I've already.
It's not a goalpost
because you get extra points if you guess it early. I peaked too early. Louisa's asking, did I pick up a copy of World Wonders? No, and interestingly enough, Arcane Wonders are giving away 0 copies of World Wonders. Ooh. Sorry, they gave one to Tom Vassell.
Okay,
that's it.
Okay,
there are no reviewers being given copies of World Wonders
except Tom Vassell.
Right. And that's a conscious decision that they've made. They are confident that this first print run is going to sell out. And they talked to me about potential sponsored coverage for the game when there is going to be a reprint. Because I said, I looked at it, I'm interested in it. And they said, yeah, I can't even give you a review copy of it. They've sold out here. And yeah, that's what they're doing. So... yeah, that won't be coming to the channel anytime soon because I don't have a copy, but maybe at some point in future. Right, next ones. I'm going to just switch to my browser here.
Okay.
If it works, yeah, it works. And we'll put that up because these are some of the games which Nilsson and Vashti have taken back with them. So we've got Mystery House. This is not new. So Mystery House Adventures in a Box came out in 2019. We picked up a copy. I picked up a copy from Cranio at the time, and it sat there. We played the first one, but it was a while since we played any other ones. Ooh. And then me and Vicky actually played one of the scenarios, I don't know, 3-4 months ago or something like that. Okay. And we actually quite enjoyed it. Right. So I wrote to Cranio and said, any chance of having the expansions for it? And, we'll give them a go. Again, it's another puzzle solving sort of mystery game. You actually look through, this is the 3D box, this is the box. Right. And you set the scenario up by slotting these cards in. Okay. And then you look through the sides. Ooh. And you're trying to find things and everything else. And there's an app as well. Right. And you'll find things and then it will say remove A1. And you'll take the thing out, and then you can see in a bit more. Okay. But you've got to look through the box and inside. So
clever.
Yeah, clever. It works a little differently. The other thing that I picked up today, which I have been playing quite a bit of on Honeymoon, and this is Micro Macro, box number 4. Right. So we've been playing box number 2 on Honeymoon, but box number 4 is Showdown. Ooh. So this is the 4th one in the series, and it comes with a big map. And if it's going to work, I'm seeing if there's a picture of the map. There probably isn't a picture of the map. Well, not on this one because this is a new game. But yeah, massive fold-out map. Okay. And it actually all 4 maps fit together. Right. And there is a bonus box that I've been given, which is cases that take place over all of the maps. Wow. So you've got to get all 4 games out. Right. Massive map. Right. And then, some bonus cases for that. So for the uninitiated, Micro Macro, you're looking around the map to try and find... solving cases, by looking at things on the map. Okay. Let's have a look at the first game. I mean, it won Spiel des Jahres. Yeah. So I'm guessing a lot of people know how to play the game. Yeah, so I think here at the stand they have the big map on. They do, and a massive map on the wall. You can see people searching through it for things. Yeah, so fold out sheet. Amazing. The other thing that I picked up from Cranio is something that I saw them advertised, and again I thought this might be something that Vicky might like to play. Murder Party Pocket. Okay. So they've given me 2 of these. I don't quite know how many there are. But I think that's one of the ones they've given him. It's a tiny little box. Okay. I mean, it's probably like 3 inches tall, and it's really thin. So I don't really know what's in it. But it looked interesting. Okay. And I thought I'll see about that. So it's like a social deduction game? I don't know, because we don't like social deduction games. So if it is, I say we don't, me and Vicky don't. Okay. So if it is that, then apologies to Cranio. I will pass that on to somebody who I know likes those kind of games.
But good for GridCon, because there'll be people
Actually,
there who like
yeah.
social deduction
Yeah,
games,
that's not a bad
after
idea.
a couple of beers.
So that'll be in the library. I think that might be it. I think that might be all of the ones that I gave to that I picked up today that I've given to Nilsson and Vashti. Oh, and the last thing is, and I don't know if Vicky knows about this yet.
Oh, good. So it's a Gaming Rules exclusive, folks. You heard it here first, or not?
I don't know whether I've told Vicky about this or not. But I have a good relationship with somebody at Lookout Games, and I do get some review copies of games for them. And because we got married recently, Lookout Games gave me a wedding gift.
And Vicky's just typed in the chat, ooh.
So, well... So, me and Vicky have played this game, and I can't remember if Vicky liked it or not.
Ah, okay.
But either way, it's a wedding gift, and this is the special.
Yeah, turn it the other way.
It's because the back of the book. Yeah. Anyway, this is the Valentine's edition of Patchwork, and I can't remember. Me and Vicky have definitely played it together, and I can't remember if you weren't keen on it or I wasn't keen on it or something. But it's a wedding gift, and it's yeah. Apparently. Because this is the German version, but apparently it is just Patchwork.
Okay.
There's no changes to the rules or anything else like that.
Right.
It's just a Valentine's. So thank you very much to Lookout Games for that. That is a very nice wedding gift. I'm just looking around the room to see if there's anything else. I don't think there is.
Okay.
Tomorrow will be. Oh yeah, I've been given so much goodies. This is from JF, who's working with me at the Board and Dice booth. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
We've been given some Jaffa Cake cookies, which I think are from Leanne. And today I've been given so many unhealthy snacks, treats, chocolates, Stroop waffles from Jerome.
Yeah, you got aniseed flavoured cookies from somebody.
Yes, yes.
Just...
Louisa's saying I already told us about this early in the week.
Oh, about what, Louisa? About
possibly about Patchwork.
About Jaffa Cake cookies.
It's all blurring into one.
Yes.
I can't remember what I've said, and because I have a different guest on every night,
it's difficult.
I don't know what. Yeah, it is difficult
because you can't rely on the guests to remember for you because it's their first time.
Yeah.
Patchwork. Okay, you've told us about Patchwork.
Okay,
apparently.
well, I'm telling everybody again about Patchwork, but I didn't have it until today because they hadn't got it and they had to go to a container somewhere and root through and find it, and they found it and they gave it to me this morning.
No, that's.
I think, unless that was yesterday and it's all been a blur.
Yeah, well, I mean, kudos to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we talked about what you've played.
We did.
I've not played anything today. Have I played anything?
No, not played apart from Nuclear that you demoing. But
Yeah,
technically, didn't
yeah,
play
no.
You played nothing at the meetup.
Nope.
And you were playing nothing in the bar downstairs briefly? No?
I did play the wait 45 minutes for a McPlant burger.
Right? Yeah.
That's a great game. I highly recommend that.
That's a new Euro game. Solo mode by David Terza is on its way. Little board gaming in joke there, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking at the messages, Chrissy Wright says, I think it's a common feeling with CCG products, you just want to play them more. I would agree.
With
CCG products, Chip Theory.
CTG.
Chip Theory.
Yeah.
You just want to play them more.
Yeah. I mean, mainly because you've got to play them X number of times before you get comfortable with the rules.
Indeed.
Certainly, Too Many Bones, Cloudspire,
Yeah.
Burn Cycle, Hoplamarcus.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah.
I mean, there's many games that I would like to say, I'm going to play this once a month. Like I did with Too Many Bones for that 8-month period. Cloudspire is one of them. I'd love to say, I'm going to play Cloudspire once a month. And I could say that, but that's actually a huge time investment. It might just seem like, oh, well, that's just one day a month.
Yeah.
But, could you take one day a month off your job to do something that you're not going to get paid for? And it's actually more than that because the amount of time to prep, plan, and everything else. So, Marvel Champions, I'd like to do that once a month. There's so many things.
Yeah.
I should retire.
Are you? Well, I mean, what will we all do if you retired, though? All this entertainment would.
No. Retire from the paid work.
Oh, right.
And just play Cloudspire and Marvel Champions.
And just tell us about
what I'm saying is that I could. I'm not going to, but I could stop all of the paid work, and I would still produce 3 or 4 live streams a week of just stuff that I want to play. There is so many games that I have got that I could do that with. I could easily fill that time.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. What do you think, folks?
Well, everybody's going to say
in the chat. Of course, everybody's going to say yes. James Cartwright says, "Question, Paul.
Yes.
Do you know where you're going to store all these new games that you've got?"
shed.
I think we'll get back to you on that one, James.
The honest answer, James, is GridCon is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
We do a charity raffle at GridCon.
Right.
I use that opportunity to get rid of approximately 75 games from my collection.
Mm.
So I will be doing a cull. I've already been starting to do that cull. So over the last 6 to 9 months, games have been being moved from main storage into tertiary storage. Sorry, into secondary storage.
Good use of the word tertiary.
And then some of them have moved from secondary storage to tertiary storage. So I've already been doing that. There is already about 20 games in the garage which have been moved out.
Mm.
But over the next 4 or 5 weeks, probably 4 weeks or so, I will be doing another cull.
Okay.
So I will be going up to the attic. I will be taking games from the attic that are going to go into the raffle.
Right.
They will come out of the attic.
Right.
Then I will go into the games room, the main games room, and I will take 20 games from there, which will go into the attic.
Mm-hmm.
It's death row, basically.
Right.
The attic is basically death row.
Wow.
For
board games.
For board games, yeah. And then
Sad times.
they all go into the garage, they all get boxed up, they all get taken to GridCon, and those games go.
Okay.
So this is...
So the GridCon charity raffle is going to be chock full of games by the sound
It
of
is. I mean, it's not just all of my old games, it's lots and lots of new games from publishers. And it isn't also the old dross from my collection.
No.
I'm putting in some good games.
You have no dross in your collection. You're
No, I do.
Rogan. No,
I do.
No, you're full Rogan. You don't.
There are...
Wes Browning says, do they get a final meal, these board games? If we're waiting half an hour plus for a plant burger, I suspect not.
Then maybe.
No.
Yeah.
Not.
So that's it. There is no space in the house for any more games. In fact, there's already too many shelves with games on, and need to cut them down. So you've just got to be more brutal with your collection. Yeah. Although I did speak with the couple from Board Game Geek,
right?
Lincoln and Nikki. 4,800 games in their collection.
Wowzers.
And I thought I had a lot with like 750.
Yeah.
4,800 games. And I'm like...
That's a lot of games.
Well, I know how much space that would... I mean...
Yeah.
Then again, they live in America.
Right.
Big houses in America.
Space is cheap in America, right?
That was crazy when I
That's
heard that. And we were basically saying the same thing. We've got too many games. We need to get rid of some. And we're at the stage where we need to get rid of games that we think are good games.
Yeah.
And then I said, I've got exactly the same. So we were talking exactly the same thing.
Yeah, they're just on a slightly bigger
And then when they said how many they've got, I was like, wow.
Yeah,
that was a bit different.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think that's it. I think we're done. Thank you very much, Mark, for joining us.
Much appreciated.
Last day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Have you got plans? Are you demoing?
Demoing most of the day tomorrow.
Okay.
So I think we're demoing from 10 a.m. And I think we're putting a full shift in tomorrow. So looking forward to it. It's been exciting.
And then you're heading back?
Heading back on Monday.
On Monday?
Yeah. So
okay.
we're here.
So we got tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
Got tomorrow here, which is a nice night.
Hopefully play a game finally together, which would be nice.
That'd be good.
Yeah. So
we'll sort it out.
Let's see what we can do.
Right.
Nice to see you again, Vicky, as well. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for watching. Tune in, same time, same place tomorrow night, and we'll see you all then.
Bye.